There are few things in this world more intriguing than ghost stories. Tales of wayward spirits colliding with our reality. Man has often wondered, what lies beyond? Beyond life, death, beyond the realms of possibility. It is for this reason that one intrepid team of researchers have made their way to what is considered one of the most haunted locations in the Midwest, the Ohio State Reformatory. They will conduct their investigation swiftly and thoroughly, leaving no stone unturned in their quest for truth. For this is, after all, a very serious endeavor.
There's a little wiener hole in the floor.
So we're on the first floor. Can you tell us a little bit about this area?
Yeah, so this whole front half of the building actually used to be living space for a lot of the staff of this building. So this would have been used for like warden's office space, things like that. Mostly this half of the building on the west side, this was for the assistant warden's living space. So there's 2 more floors above us that would have been used for themselves and their families. And then on the east side of the building, exact same, building symmetrical, that's where the warden lived, although he got all 3 floors over there.
So this is now a museum type area.
So we recently converted this into, it's called the Ohio Corrections Museum. We partnered with Ohio History Connection in Columbus, so a lot of things you'll see on display in here are from their archival collection. So we have things on display from other institutions from the state of Ohio as well. So like this stained glass right here, that came from the Ohio Penitentiary's chapel, the one that used to be in Columbus. The electric chair in the room over there never was used here. That was used in Columbus at the Ohio Penitentiary as well. So we have things on display from other institutions.
Awesome. So when you started here, earlier we were talking, you said that you were a skeptic about any type of paranormal things.
Stuff. Yes.
What is something that changed your opinion on stuff?
Well, so like I said, yeah, when I started working here, I was skeptical of the paranormal. Not skeptical in the sense that I don't believe it exists. Skeptical in the sense that not everything is a ghost, if that makes sense, right? Like it's so funny, we'll get people in here for ghost hunts all the time. People walk in a room and they're like, oh, it's freezing cold in here, it must be a ghost. I'm like, oh, it's also December and it's really cold because we don't heat the building. So, you know, things like that. It's not always a ghost, but one of the weirder things that had happened was in solitary confinement. And it's something I found out after it happened and started telling people that a lot of our other volunteers have had similar experiences. One of our former guards still hangs around there. He was unfortunately killed by inmates in solitary confinement. They were trying to escape. So people hear like keys jingling, things like that, footsteps. But I had an experience where I had gotten done with my daytime tours and went into solitary confinement. And the way the lights work in there are kind of funky. So there's 2 floors and there's a set of light switches right when you walk in. It's behind the staircase that goes up to the 2nd floor. This was at probably like 5 o'clock when I was shutting down the building. Got the 1st floor, I go upstairs to get the ones on the 2nd floor, walk halfway back, hit that light switch, and as soon as I turned around to walk back up, I started hearing running coming from the back corner of solitary confinement, like on the 2nd floor. And my first instinct was not like, oh, this is paranormal. I thought, oh, there's like a guest hiding in here, right? Because, you know, so I turn around to look, and again, it's like 5 o'clock, so it's fairly dark, but not so dark that you can't see. And there was nothing there, but this noise was still coming. It literally sounded like somebody running. So I turned around, walking back up toward the front of solitary, and you have to go down the stairs to get out. And my skeptical brain is thinking, I don't know, maybe there's an animal back there I can't see, whatever. Either way, I'm not about to walk down these stairs because I don't want to get pushed, right? So I walked past them and kind of like did one of these, like ducked into the wall. I kid you not. You know when somebody runs past you, you get that like that
air.
It's like right by the side of my face. And then the noise stopped. So I'm like, there's no way, right? Like if something ran past me, it would have hit this wall. So just out of curiosity, on my way out, I checked at the desk. I was like, hey, route's closed. When's the last time we sold a ticket today? And they're like, I don't know, maybe like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm like, great, it's 5, so there's nobody in here.
Yeah. Now, as far as odd things that happened in the history of the prison in solitary, I heard a story about a riot that happened and they shoved a bunch of prisoners in there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It was in the late 1950s, and there was a riot in our east cell block. And Arthur Glatke, the warden at the time, had found, I believe it was about 120 people that he found responsible. And all of them got put in solitary confinement, supposedly, for about 30 days.
Did everybody make it back out of solitary after that?
As far as I know, I haven't heard otherwise, but there's certainly other stories of that not being the case. It's interesting, they didn't actually always call that area solitary confinement.
Oh no?
Because it wasn't always solitary, right? They actually called them correctional cells because there was time periods where we were so overcrowded that there would be 2 people to a cell, maybe 3 people to a cell in there.
It's interesting that you said something about correctional cells because this is a reformatory, right? So that wasn't their actual, or supposed to be their focus.
Yeah, that's one of the really fascinating things about this place is it started off as a really good idea. It's a reformatory, one of the first of its kind, actually. They were gonna actually call this building the Intermediate Penitentiary and change the name to the Reformatory. I think it was actually the day before they opened it, they changed the name. The idea behind this place is to separate out those first-time nonviolent offenders and put them through this reform program so that when they leave, they're not coming back, right?
Yeah.
So they go through, they had originally when we opened, you had to go to work, you had to go to school, you had to go outside to the yard, and religious services were also mandatory and part of that program. Inmates left here with skills that they could use when they got out. You actually got education. You could get a high school diploma here. Our high school was called Fields High School.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't say the Ohio State Reformatory High School, right? Nobody
No
has to question
stigma.
where you got it from.
Yeah.
Inmates were trained to be nursing aides in the hospital. We had a barber shop.
Yeah.
So really almost anything. Our recidivism rate, right, in the 1930s, so the percentage of people that left and did not ever go back to prison was about 68%. So over 2/3 in the 30s left and never went back. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what the stats are today. Unfortunately, the world changed a lot during the time we were open from 1896 until 1990. So almost 100 years of operation. By the 60s, we had officially become designated a maximum security prison. So now we aren't housing people on 2nd and 3rd offenses. We're housing people on violent offenses at the same time that we're still housing people that should have been in a reformatory. So it wasn't built to do that. These cells originally are intended for 1 person. However, we started getting overcrowded pretty quickly. 1920s is when we really started having problems with this. Thank you, Prohibition, right? Now you can go to prison for liquor trafficking. So we have a lot of people coming in here that we didn't have space for, and so they start housing 2 people per cell in these cells. So they would have housed about 1,200 people over here total.
And this guy,
This is Lockhart's cell.
cell 13.
Yeah.
So interesting number for
Right now,
the
right?
story.
The number is certainly interesting. Yeah, there's a few variations of this story. It's been told a lot of times, but we had an inmate, his name was James Lockhart. This was in 1960. The story is he was like up for parole and somebody messed that up for him, and for whatever reason, he got a hold of like lighter fluid or something flammable and a match, and he lit himself on fire in his cell, unfortunately.
I'm sure there's paranormal stories tied to that cell.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of people have gone in there and will say that it feels significantly warmer in there than it does anywhere else, or people have heard voices or, seen figures, things like that. Me personally, I haven't. But like I told you earlier, last time I said that, something happened. So who knows? But he was very young too. I want to say he was like 22 years old when he died. So it's definitely a tragic story. And unfortunately not the only one like it.
So we're in the administration building on the way up to the chapel. In this particular area, anything happened that you could tell us about?
This area, people will see shadows going up and down these stairs. Just walking in this area at night by yourself
Yeah.
gives you the creeps, especially going up these stairs with these two dark rooms on the side.
So as far as the third floor goes, I don't know if it's the most famous, but one that everybody talks about down at the end of this hallway is the chair room.
Chair room.
What happens in that room?
There's a lot of stuff. Now, this is one of the areas that the chair room, I always tell people, do not provoke. We've had people that have been physically attacked in that room.
They probably haven't done it again.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to the point where it's not them that are getting attacked. It's somebody else in the group that may be challenging or provoking, and they're attacking somebody else. What we like to do, and when we have private groups here, we like to do a chair room challenge.
Okay.
Sit in that chair for 15 minutes by yourself with the door shut. You'll hear voices, you'll be touched, knocking, stuff will fall. And it gets, a lot of it, I believe, too, is the mind playing tricks on you.
Sure.
But we did have one investigator who was sitting in that room by himself doing the challenge. And there's like old metal grates and the wood that was leaning against the wall. And one of those got knocked over and scared the crap out of them.
What's the most physical experience anybody's had as far as you say people got touched? Has anybody been seriously hurt?
Yes. Up in here, people just have gotten scratched. Just this past August, up in the west attic, I did have a friend who was physically attacked up there. He got his knee kicked out. And he did show me a photo of the back of his knee, and there was a huge bruise on the back of his knee.
Wow, that's concerning.
Yeah, that area is the most active area here in the prison, and that's where people will get physically attacked. We've had people that have been scratched up there that have drawn blood.
Oh man.
So that's a very, very crazy area up there.
Wow. What are some of your personal experiences on this floor?
Now, I've been investigating since 1991.
Yeah.
I have never seen an apparition or a shadow person until being here on the third floor.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the stage on the east admin portion. There was just me and another investigator. He was in one of the other rooms, and I saw a shadow figure come up the stairs. And then it turned right, walked down the hallway. And it was like, whoa, did I just see that?
Yeah.
But right after that, there was growling coming from the middle of the room. And people have heard growling in this whole third floor area, especially coming from the chair room and in the chair room. In fact, we had a private group here Saturday night, and they actually, at the end of the night, they came to us and said, there are two places in this place that are extremely active. The third floor and the west attic.
What was in the west attic? Was it just the storage area or?
They actually used to house prisoners there.
Okay.
All right, back in 1930, there was a major fire at the Ohio Penitentiary in Columbus. They had to find other prisons within the system to put some of the other inmates while they rebuilt the penitentiary. Some 200 of them came here. Now, in 1930, this was still a intermediate prison for first-time nonviolent offenders. Inmates from the penitentiary were your worst of the worst. They were your felons, your murderers, your rapists.
Right.
And that's where they housed them in the west attic. And there were no cells. It was just basically beds lined up and down the wall. You used to shut the door and
Wow, and good luck.
good luck. That's why I believe that place is so active and it's so violent, because it was violent up there. Almost anybody that goes up there has experiences.
Yo, it's cold out there.
Homie?
It is. No,
What about Tony?
Heather invited some guy named Tony,
I did not.
Who's here?
No one.
and he's Chinese.
He's Chinese?
They call him Chinese Tony.
Chinese Tony.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Is that Chinese Tony?
No, that's Travis. And no, you're the one who came up with this. Get out of here. Go.
Yeah, you know I says grumpy all the time.
I'm gonna.
He's better. There it is.
Good, how are you?
been here a lot. So have you been up here?
The reason that we asked you here is because you've had experiences in this room, which is what room, by the way?
I believe they call it the Jesus room.
The Jesus room. And why do we call it the Jesus room?
Probably the painting on the wall,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and probably because it kind of looks like a chapel,
Okay.
I would guess.
Yeah. So explain what happened then.
Well, something similar to that. We were at a public ghost hunt. It was a celebrity hunt. Myself and a teammate came up just because I'd never been here. It was a birthday present. You know, she brought me up here. We were down in the shower room that's directly below us, and there was about 4 or 5 strangers. They came running in the room saying they were hearing stuff up here. So we all got quiet and turned our equipment off, and we could hear heavy footsteps. And as you can see, you know, the ground's concrete. It's really hard to hear down there. So we came up here, and at that time, all of these seats were over on that wall. And one of these 4-seaters decided to lift up, slide about 2 feet forward, and slam on the ground. Then while we were up here investigating that, trying to debunk that, out of that door where the cage is, we kept hearing pebbles being thrown into the room, and we actually saw and caught on video a couple of pebbles bouncing towards us.
Oh, wow.
So that was the bulk of what happened up here for us.
How many people then were in this room when that
Total,
happened?
there was 8.
So 8 people witnessed it. Would you say, based on your experience in other places that you've gone on, like as far as the amount of activity that's happened here, where would this, if you were to rank something?
I'd say it's in my top 10.
In the top
for
10?
sure. Yeah, I would even go as far as say the top 5. This place is so big. I mean, you could spend days, you know, investigating individual rooms and stuff. So yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah, super fun.
It's almost 7 o'clock. Got the whole gang here. We're about to go out.
Yeah. What stairs? Where did we go?
Where that room is. We never saw it.
Which one?
I'm trying to remember which way we went.
Oh, I have no
I think it's up
idea.
here. Are you sure? I think so. Well, we're about to find out. Now to figure out which is the chair room. So there's a camera that Aaron set up over there, blinking.
Where's the chair room?
I don't know.
There's like a bed and a lamp.
They said we passed it.
Is this the 3rd floor?
Yes, that looks about right. This seems correct.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
because-
that's where the chapel is.
That's the chapel.
Wait. Yeah, but is this
Wait, do we have a
this
map?
is the 3rd floor, isn't it? No, it's
Yeah,
not.
no.
Yeah, it is.
Is
This
it?
is where we did the interview.
Yeah. Did you see the cutout?
Yeah.
Yeah, this, I bet most of this activity in this place is cardboard cutouts.
Hey Heather, do you remember where the chair room is on the 3rd floor?
And how to get there. Yeah, that made no sense.
The first
The first case of beer to the right. That cardboard man's gonna come to life and do something. Oh, there's the chair room.
Aaron's got that thing set up in the chair room.
Cool.
All right, you guys want to leave me then?
Yeah, we'll come back in, what'd they say, 15 minutes?
Or 20? I don't care.
They said you can't make it 15. We'll do 15 and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna set an alarm. 15 minutes and 1 second.
All right, you guys go do whatever. Should I just? Okay.
And it has started. All right.
You just gonna sit in there all alone? That sounds
This
boring.
is his dream come true.
All right, we're gonna head elsewhere. We'll be back in 15.
All right, well, all by myself now. In the chair room.
Slippery when wet.
Yep. It's a great Bon Jovi album.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
1986, I believe.
Yeah. It's a good one.
87.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi, man.
going, then you guys count.
You got like stuff all over the back of your jacket, just so you know.
I've climbed through a couple holes.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like sand. Oh my God, your hood's like covered in dirt.
Well, it's probably iron or rust.
Is there a bathroom down on this end too? I'm gonna pee my pants.
Oh boy.
Can we get that on camera? That'd be some haunting activity. This man's peeing his pants.
The flames were coming around, and they were having to get the water out of their sink just to try to keep the flames and heat off of their skin.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
they couldn't get in here and release them. I think they had to just wait until Lockhart burned to death, like the fire burned, before they could even get in here to do anything.
How do you light himself on fire?
I think he had gotten oil or something. A match, I guess. I don't know. And there we go.
I'm laying in the bed. I'm seeing if I can feel any hotter.
You feel pretty hot in there?
Do I look hotter?
Dude, you look beautiful.
So.
I want to crawl in there with you. Someone get us a blanket.
No, my belly button's showing. All right. I'm in the chair room, sitting on the chair in the chair room. Is anything here in the chair room? Go straight through.
Oh, this is where the guards walk through. Right?
So they said that people sit over here in these chairs and they stare down this way and they see the one guy who was talking to us about it said that he saw like comets shooting at him. Comets of light, and it hit something and like sparked.
That's probably just from like sitting in the dark.
Yeah.
And your eyes attempting to adjust. Is there a seance here or what?
No, but people will sit here and they'll.
This is where they see the comments.
Yeah, so they sit.
Want to try?
Sure.
We've got another probably 12 minutes.
Yeah. In fact, let's see.
Oh, it's so long.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to sit. I don't see any ghost lights down there. It's like a hole.
Yeah, that's safe.
Yeah. That's why they have you sign waivers. So when you're bumping around here in the dark and impale yourself on something, you don't sue them. What are they saying? These walkie-talkies, I can't understand a darn thing.
Hey, did one of the girls scream earlier? Did you hear that? Did they?
Is that outside or inside?
I thought it was outside, but it could have been inside. Hey, can you hear me? Aaron, am I talking on that thing? What's going on with that? Can you hear me? Hey, did one of the girls scream earlier? Adrian or Nicole?
Did we scream?
I take it you guys heard a scream?
So they didn't hear it?
Oh, it's not. Yes.
That's pretty quiet.
I don't know.
Try it.
Get over here right now. Yeah, just listen to me. I don't know.
Try it.
Get over here right now. Yeah, just listen to me.
Time to get Zach.
Time to get Zach. Well,
Comets here.
yep. No comments.
No sense of direction. Okay, if I'm sitting somewhere in the dark, did you get pooped on?
That's what we were joking about, is that you fell asleep.
Sleeping down there.
So you were actually in there
People are
for...
going to ask if you did this, and you're going to say nothing happened.
You were in there for like 17 minutes.
You weren't welcoming
I could
the
have.
presence.
I was asking questions.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not
you
a
were
good
actually-
idea, Zach.
I was saying, is there anything in here? Any little boogers.
Any little boogers. Yeah, you were in there for about 17 minutes.
Yeah, nothing. At all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Maybe they meant 20, guys.
Maybe they meant 20. Well,
I'll do it.
I mean,
most
it's
Just make it an
paranormally,
even 30.
in there.
this is the most paranormally active area in the administrative wing.
Why do they have these random chairs down here?
I'm trying here.
Don't understand.
Guys, just act like it's not there. Every time I use this thing, you act like you're staring into the f***ing sun.
All right, here we go.
It's really bright.
We do. Okay. All right, we're in the basement. This is unmarked.
It looks like you're...
All right, this is unmarked territory.
Holy crap. This place is huge. Yeah, just keeps going. Aaron, can you catch up to us so we have another camera over here?
Does it say Youngstown? Not shocked. Is it working that little bit over there?
Yeah, it keeps going. This keeps going. Yeah, it's probably because it's so dark. Don't be zoomed in on it. Just zoom way out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they used to do a thing here called like 8-on-8, 8x8, something like that. 2 8s though. And if somebody did something wrong, they were sent down here and chained. No, I was fine.
I'll film you.
Chained to be hanging, like chained so that they had to stand for 8 hours and then let go so they could lay on the floor for 8 hours and then just repeat that cycle until they had done better with their lives, I guess.
Did it work? Watch the step, everyone.
Did somebody say, did it work?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that after the 8 hours of being chained to stand up, I would say that I would give it in, but I don't know.
It would make me want to not. I would just keep going
Really?
until it killed me.
Yes.
Too rebellious for that.
As the night wore on, it became strangely apparent that the only activity they could hope to witness was in the Jesus room. Thus our group settled into the darkness, in hopes of finding out just what in the name of Andy Dufresne was making all that banging.
What if we were called Paranormal? Well, that was how I taught the ducks. I was like, yeah, you want to come get me?
Yeah, see, there's that again.
That's the
Okay.
thing that happened earlier.
Right. That's the bang that happened earlier. So that's this right here.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, but what's banging?
Those pipes are hanging behind it.
No, who's doing it?
No one who's doing it, it's pipes.
Ooh, look at that. Frozen sweat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I had multiple times.
We
Not
just don't know why.
Excessively, but. But
So
it's loud.
so the wind pulls it.
But it was louder than that. Somebody with COVID might be.
They have it here for a reason, I'm sure.
And it's another thing.
Whoa, it's burnt.
Watch that.
Look out.
Oh, yeah, it is. They could only have a night terror.
Well, so that's not what's making the noise.
And he was just
I
like,
guess.
it just gets bad.
Lights off.
Okay. Lights is out.
What's over there?
Okay,
There's
there
that
was.
noise.
That came from that direction.
Yeah. It's something.
It's something.
This is true. It is something.
Listen,
You
it's
think
just
it's a
something, all
door
right,
closing?
guys?
You think it's someone closing a door downstairs?
I don't know, but I'm gonna walk towards it.
That sounds like
No, I think I'm heading in the right direction.
You heard a burp for
That was pretty intense.
It's pretty loud, but I'm telling you, it's gotta
Did you
be
put
that.
something over there?
Yeah, there's a camera over there.
You think it's just slightly like
I think it's got to be tilting.
Wind hitting behind it.
It's got to be. Because there's a huge pipe hanging right in front of it.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see if we can hear it happen again.
Is that Aaron up top? Who's up? Oh.
No, it's from over here.
Yeah.
If we just wait until it happens again, I can guarantee it's over here. It's got to be a stairway because it's one of the towers over there. You look out the window, there's a tower. Right outside.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's a stairway. It could just be one of those weird.
Yeah, one of those dead end rooms. But if there's an open window in there, then you've got a vacuum.
Oh my gosh. Aaron, somewhere in the corner.
What happened to the other good?
The other what?
What happened to the other good night vision?
I have no idea.
Hey, see? It is right over here.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Yo! Guys! It's over here, man.
Hey, for real, Aaron.
Stop, Aaron.
Yeah, it's right over here.
That was
I'm turning the light on so I can see it.
That was pretty loud.
Yeah. Here, we want some night vision.
Do you hear that?
Okay, it is over here.
that was
Let's just stand here.
Not the same sound.
Could it be that pipe banging against it?
So let's just watch it and see what happens.
It's not going to make the same sound. It's not going to make the same noise.
I wonder if I can see above that. Here, hold this.
We just opened it.
I know, you can see above it, into it.
Make sure
You need a flashlight? That's not very bright, but. This thing's about to die. Do you need a cell phone light? That might be brighter.
Okay, there's nothing back there. It's just a curved space.
What's up?
Pipes over to the side. Wish I could see for
And there's nothing coming through these pipes anyway, right?
No, I don't see a door.
What if it was?
I don't even see a window.
Was that you?
No.
Yes, it was.
Serious?
I'm serious, that just went right down the pipe.
Is Aaron up there?
Aaron! Up there?
That has to be Aaron.
Aaron's up there.
He's been doing this all night then.
Aaron, for like 1 minute, let's just attempt to have something interesting happen.
Well, I think this would be nice.
Well, maybe he was trying to show us what it could be.
Get down here.
Where you at?
Same place we have.
He gave himself away by saying that. Where you at?
What if he just fell through the chute?
Wait, where am I at?
I just don't know if there's a way into where this is back there.
You probably don't want to.
What are you talking about?
When we asked you, you were like, "Where are you guys?"
Were you up there? How'd you get up there?
The noise is not you though. The bang.
I'll bet the bang is one of these pipes rattling. Because in our house is over 100 years old, and when you turn the hot water on and you turn it off too quickly, the pipes in the wall go like that and bang. I'm just waiting for it to happen again.
What, has it moved again? I think that wind was catching it.
Well, I got up here and I looked back in there and it, aha!
That's just like a.
Dude, that was
That sounded like it was coming over.
that was this.
What?
That was this window.
Is it the window?
It's
The
the
window's slamming shut.
You're kidding me.
No, it's the window.
The
I
whole
saw
time.
it move.
It's wind's probably catching it.
Yeah. It's the window.
No, it's the inside piece.
I saw it
It's
move.
the inside piece. Yeah, watch. There it goes.
Yep.
Now push it. That's it. That's it. All right.
We got it.
Debunking.
All right.
It's for sure sounding like it was coming over there.
That is cool though that we found a burned up door behind the
Oh my gosh!
All right.
Jesus room debunked.
Debunk that.
We love you.
Watch the ice.
You guys were in the basement. You were at Lockhart's cell, east cell block. Did you go in the west cell block?
I mean, at some point we did.
Yeah, we were pretty much all over the prison.
We went everywhere that they would let us.
Our group went to the west attic. Your group went to the west attic, and even places that we didn't have in the episode, where Seth almost got attacked by something that was hissing.
Oh yeah.
But that was very incoherent, so I didn't really. I couldn't find a place to work.
Aaron was trying to get us killed.
I didn't have it on film.
By like a possum.
You couldn't hear the animal hissing.
You could hear it on Seth's camera. But,
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was only like Seth's camera was mostly pointed at the
The
ground.
biggest issue I've noticed with these shoots is we have someone who has literally no sense of caution or like worry about their own safety.
What are we talking about?
And then he's got people that follow him blindly, like Heather and Courtney, into any situation.
Yeah.
I end up feeling like I'm the dad who's trying to make sure like all the children are
Get
going
back
to
here. Do not question me.
die.
Yeah, so
Can you just be serious for 1 second?
So that was one thing that we didn't have in the episode. But we were all over the prison.
Yeah.
And we'll start with you guys' group. Did you, aside from a scream, which this was the only thing that I found on the footage.
Yeah.
And it's faint, and it could really be anything. I can't tell what the heck it is.
Well, I can tell you that being there when we heard the scream, it wasn't a misidentified sound.
Right. It wasn't questionable at all.
Definitively heard a woman scream. Now, we're next door where we came outside. We are facing the actual present day Mansfield prison.
Also,
the functioning prison. People don't just start screaming at prisons.
I mean,
guys, it's never happened.
Everyone's always happy to be there. No one's ever upset.
Okay, but the
Being
sound
stabbed.
we heard was not in that direction.
No,
it was back
it was behind
inside
us.
the building we just came out of.
Yeah.
And that's why we thought it might be you guys, because we thought maybe you were in like the east or west cell block, wherever we were, and we were hearing, because that's what we were facing, was back into the cell block.
But it
We
definitely wasn't us.
Okay,
Right,
we
and
thought
it wasn't a
maybe-
short scream either. I mean, it just wasn't like a.
And we
startled
also
scream.
never
It was
heard
a little
it.
sustained. But yeah.
you know, stuff like that when you hear things coming through there, that's an amazingly echoey place. And the thing that struck me and this is another thing that we didn't get on camera, but
That's
when
how it
we
works.
threw the bottle cap at you guys. You guys were under us and we were above you guys. And it was incredibly, that bottle cap sounded like I threw a tin pan down there. Like, it started cracking around. It's like a little bottle cap.
Yeah.
So, in one way, sound really carries. In another way, it was incredibly quiet while we were there, so I don't know how to go about explaining most of these random sounds we heard.
The sounds were, so far, other than the spook light we caught on the first episode, or the mystery light, the last two locations have been sort of, any activity has been sound related.
Yeah.
And it's just so subjective. Like, we have no idea what.
Yeah, you can't really definitively pinpoint much unless it was a voice that literally said, Seth.
Oh, I heard that too.
But I don't know. I find it interesting that every location we go to, they tell us, you can't be in there for 20 minutes without, you can't walk in this, and we go, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm as skeptical as anyone. But one thing about that, though, that I thought of is that whole night seemed to be pretty quiet. Eric went in there later and nothing happened to him either.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe it was just a quiet night in there.
I mean, Viva explained in the Marietta episode they're not trained animals.
Right.
No, but these are supposedly
On camera
violent
now.
prisoners that will scratch people.
True.
Overall, more stuff happened there than at Marietta.
I don't know. I thought Marietta, I don't know why I feel like Marietta was more active, but I just did.
I just think Marietta was creepier. I gotta say, I felt very comfortable in Mansfield.
So did I.
I didn't have a vibe.
I
It was
never
like a bigger
felt
house.
there.
I mean, we were wandering around,
Yeah.
Nicole and I, by ourselves the entire time, and you know, it was fun. It was just like touring an old building.
these locations just on their own are worth going to.
Oh, absolutely.
Completely removed from any kind of paranormal activity.
Yeah.
I would heartily recommend everyone, especially if you live in the state of Ohio, I don't know what excuse you have not to go to, like the Mansfield Reformatory.
It's on you.
Oh, they call it Thanks because there's a painting of Jesus here. So
You just got slapped with a giant lens.